When you drive to the community teaching garden right now and you come across and you see the space and you see all of the sunflowers, it's really uplifts your spirits. And so if you are in need of that right now, just come drive out here, 5921 30th Street Northeast, and just take it in. Look at that maple in the background and the mountains. It's glorious. So we are winding down. This change in the weather definitely tells us winter is coming. And let's hope we still have a really wonderful fall, which has continued growth for the garden. We still have lettuce, we have carrots. This rain, I hope, is going to really plump some things up here. And we did a really nice harvest yesterday. Got some really beautiful tomatoes over down there. We got a huge bucket of beans. I took quite a few squash, really beautiful fresh beet greens with small beets. Let's hope they bulk up a bit. And a ton of chard, beautiful zucchini. So there's still a lot of food here and we still have a few harvests, but there's also a lot of work to do too. So I would really love to do a pretty significant fall cleanup on Saturday, September 25th. A bit of a, let's call it a fall cleanup party. Get some hands here. We can bring some snacks and some drinks and, keep everything safe, of course. There's always hand washing stations here and we have lots of space and we can all be really thoughtful and smart and do a lot of cleanup, get rid of old crops that don't need to be here. I'm leaving the kale in because I want to see if once we get a frost, if the aphids will die, and then if the kale will have a good rebound, grow some more, and be even tastier. So I'm just going to leave it in and see what happens. And, there's a lot of, though, the Swiss chard, our next harvest day, basically we should just pull it out of the ground, pick the good leaves out. The bean plants, there's going to be here another picking of beans, but we have a back patch of beans that at this point, if anybody wanted to come up anytime this week, Saturday, and this row here that's in this empty spot next to where the potatoes were, these can be taken out of the ground. If you actually snip them at the base as opposed to pulling it out, that can help the roots to actually put the nitrogen back into the soil, because that's what peas and legumes do. So you could snip it off, take the whole plant out, take the beans that are there, and then we'll just compost the foliage. And these broad beans, there may still be some pods, so the same thing. Those could get snipped off at the base level. The roots will decompose over the winter, and all of they get these little nodules that actually fix nitrogen in the soil, so it will just help boost the soil's nitrogen content. So those can be taken out. This row of beans too, this needs to happen. The tomatoes are not going to like this weather, and so picking any of the tomatoes that are turning color and storing them in a flat at home and letting them ripen, then we can bring them back for Harvest Tuesday. We have a chicken that keeps getting in here, and so you'll see some, unless it's a pheasant, which is possible, but there's some tomatoes being eaten. We still have a lot of peppers. They aren't turning color, but they do turn color when they sit, just kind of like a tomato, they do ripen. But the cucumbers are gonna need to go. The squash plants, there's a few left that maybe they'll grow, but they're gonna need to go. They're not gonna like these cold temperatures. And so we'll let everything else grow as much as possible, but those few warm weather plants, zooks, cukes, tomatoes, peppers, those kinds of things are going to have to be cleaned out. We still have some dill heads. If anybody's doing any more pickling, you can always come and get that. Some coriander seed. We still have lots and lots of, somebody could chop back mint and then, dry it for yourself and make some tea. There's oregano, mint, chives, the raspberry canes. Dead wood can be cut out and we'll end up, we can dig out some of those errant raspberry plants, and you can always put them in a pot and take them home, or we could transplant into some spots in the back. Yeah, there's some lemon cucumbers here. That plant is starting to go as well. So lots to clean up. I am going camping this weekend, so I will not be here on Saturday, but I would encourage anybody who has some time to come up and just do a little bit of tidying up in here in the garden. It will make it so that it's not quite as much on Saturday the 25th. But let's all get together Saturday the 25th. I'll bring some canned drinks and maybe some stuff from Little Red Hen and Inspired Breads, and have some snacks and stuff here. And if we can get together as a community and put some good time into this garden, get it cleaned up, and a little bit of preparedness for next spring so we can plant as quickly as possible come spring, that would be really appreciated. So everybody have a great weekend. Time to hunker down a bit and get cozy, do your processing and canning, and take really good care of yourself, because that's what we need right now. And I hope that we'll see people through the week, next Harvest Tuesday and Saturday the 25th for our fall cleanup. Thanks very much.